All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Lisa Partida with Home Again LA. Tonight we are on our third session of the First Time Homebuyer series. Tonight's topic is going to be about what your real estate agent does, his role in the whole process, and I'll go ahead and pass it along to Isabel Duran with Operation Hope.
Thank you very much. Very much. So I'm hoping to have my friend who's a real estate agent come on in, but um, he also is running uh, a group of people who want to learn how to do public speeches. And I'm not sure if he has a meeting tonight. So I sent him an email, but I understand what he does a lot, so maybe I can help you with that. So we went through the assessment of wanting to buy a house. We went over the pluses and the negatives of buying a house. And, we think about, oh, I want to buy a house. There's some really nice houses out here. And so how do I start? How do I do that? So finding a real estate agent is part of your team that we were talking about. You're going to create a team that will help you become successful in buying a house. You talk to a coach like me that will help you. We had Rosa, who's a mortgage agent, and she explained a lot about how they look at your numbers and figure out you're going to be okay or not. You're going to need this or that. But there's, several people that are involved in your home buying process. And all of them want to be sure that you're successful. So that's why we give you a lot of information. So one of the things that Rosa does is helps you figure out how much of a house you can buy. And that's basically done when you go and apply. You can go to a bank, um, BMO Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Chase. They all have mortgage loans. And when you go there and you say you're interested in buying a house, but you want to know how much can you buy, it's based on your credit report, but mostly on your income. So when you talk to the mortgage agent, they're going to ask, can you bring in your paycheck? What is it that you make per month, per year? And they do the calculations. They look at your credit report, and based on how much you can pay per month, because they look at your credit report to see how much debt you have. If you don't have that much debt, there's credit cards that you have used and you're making payments on time and it's not that high. Then they look at your income. This is what you're getting, or is there some other income? They look at your savings to see how much of a payment can you make per month. And based on that, then they do the other calculation to let you know how much of a house you can buy. So this real estate agent that was in this meeting that I had with VMO earlier was telling me that normally the new houses are around 6,000, but he talked to a few banks, and then he came to VMO and really liked the programs they had to help you with the down payment assistance, the the amount that you need to show to see how much of a house. And then there's the CalHAPA program that they can put you in, and that's where they do the down payment assistance program. So, possibly it could be down to 5,000 that the house will be, because you're going to get all this help. So the agent will come back to you. You're going to look for a real estate agent. You want to buy I'm sorry, not buy. you want to talk to someone who can explain to you real clearly, what the process is and what they do. And there will be a slight conversation between how much he's going to charge for the service, which is part of the commission. So what the real estate agent's going to do is sit down, get to know you. What is it that you like? What kind of a house are you looking for? What's your dream? What is it that you want? Where do you want to live? So, tell him or tell her what you want, and, what are you willing to pay for the house? And, have you gone to a mortgage agent and see how much you can buy? So they get to know exactly what they want, because what they'll do is they look up in the LMS, which is the listing program that the agents have in their association. There's this listing that they created years ago. And so what they will do is they'll look up based on the area you want to buy, the amount that you want to pay, and the size of the house, and they start looking for a list of houses that are put into the LMS, and see if there's something that matches what you want. And maybe they'll find 3 to 5 over time, over a few days, and then they may email you the picture of the house, where it's located, how much, and then we'll call you and say, is there something that you found that you like? I'm still looking more at the catalog of houses. I'm talking to my co-workers to see if they have, or they've seen something, to see if there's another house that they can send you to. And then if you like, they can drive you to the house and make an appointment with the lender. I'm sorry, with the seller, and have them have you walk into the house to take a look at the house. Once you decided to look at homes, you have to look at the houses, and you have to go in and see what's like inside. And they'll take care of you through the purchases process, because they know all the works that they has to go through the purchasing process. They'll answer all your questions. They'll take care of your problems. That's a good real estate agent. Next slide. So that's what they do. They get to know what you want. Eventually, you'll start looking at houses, and they'll know, this is the kind of house you want. And then they're going to explain what's the market like out here, what kind of houses are. There's different neighborhoods, there's different cities that have houses for sale. So, you have a choice of different places you can ask to look at. They're up in the mountains, they're up in the Moreno Valley, and maybe there's in Norwalk houses. This particular salesman says that Moreno Valley has, right now, a lot of houses available that are low in cost. But of course, you have to remember it's out there. So it's like a 2-hour drive from, I'm in Los Angeles, and Moreno Valley is like 2 hours drive. So those are some things that you need to think about. You may find a good house, good price, but you need to look and see the other things. So right now, there's different kinds of properties on market. REO are houses that are sent back to the lender based on foreclosures. Sometimes something happens, they can't pay. Maybe they lost their employment, and they just felt like returning the house back to the bank is what they preferred. So it's an REO is where it comes back to the owner of the mortgage. HUD is the government that backs up the FHA loans. So if someone doesn't pay and it's foreclosed, Then it goes to a HUD uh, houses that you can look up in the internet. A lot of people like to look up into HUD and see what the discounts are. The problem is 1,000 people are doing that. So sometimes you would think you could find a house at a really good low cost, but it's it's not like you can just pay that low. It's a bid. You're gonna put in a bid on the website. There's short sales. So sometimes it happened a lot during the recession. A lot of people lost their jobs and uh, their uh, effort to not pay all the mortgage that they owe. They sold a house, and it's called a short sale because it's a quick sale to sell the house and pay off the loan, and that way they don't have to pay the mortgage because they sold it and that money paid it off. So it's called short sale because it's done quickly. Neighborhood stabilization program was really popular during the recession. A lot of organizations were working with different communities where there was a lot of loss of houses because of the income. And so they would um, purchase the houses and refurbish it and sell it. And that's how they helped to stabilize a neighborhood that had just 2 blocks of houses that were, left alone. And so they didn't want to have any problems in that neighborhood. Uh, Traditional sales are typically a house sold by a lender. Maybe the lender wants to retire and move to another state and they just want to sell the house. So it's just traditional. They hire a real estate agent to be their assistants to sell the house. And that's the house perhaps that you could find. So next slide. How do you find a home? So you have access to all the homes available for sales, and you see more information than what's online. So when the real estate agent emails you a list of houses and with the pictures, you could say, "Let me take a look. Let me see what it is." And eventually, over the 2 or 3 months that you work with a salesman, you may see 3 to 5 homes in a week. Maybe a couple of weeks later, you see 2 more houses, 3 more houses, or maybe by the end of the second month, the real estate says, "Hey, there's a new house on sale." So it happens like that. So it's not like you go to a Target and find it right away. It just takes some time and thought as to what is it that you want and what are you seeing and are you able to select anything that would be good for you. And they get to know you. They're really nice. The real estate agents, they're really nice. And they really want you to be happy with the choice. So that's what we have. And that's how it works a lot of times. There's the other kinds of agents that just sends you the email, sends you everything on the computer, um, and perhaps hires uh, a person to drive you to places, different kinds of activities, but it's always to see the house and see what you're available. What is it that you like? Okay, any questions? We have one more slide. So you're looking, and you find a house. So can you go to the next slide? Okay, looking for homes. So most buyers look at 6 to 8 homes to find the right one. Eventually you're going to be dreaming about it. This process helps you understand what you really like. So I went through all the trips to different places. There was one house I liked, but the sellers didn't want to sell it. I don't understand. Maybe they didn't like to see me. I don't know. But there was a house I liked, and I wanted it a little discount and they didn't want to give it a discount, so we changed our mind. So the next slide is about finding a house. Well, first of all, let's talk about pricing. One of the good things about real estate agents is that they've been looking at houses for so long that they almost know what the price will be. Now, here is a modeled picture of 5 houses that are alike, look alike. I mean, the construction, the size, a little bit of different paint, and they all should be the same price because it's the same size, same construction. But sometimes you'll see one house 20,000 higher than the other, and the real estate agent will be questioning that. You know, why, if you have 5 houses the same size on the same construction, why is one heavier than the other? So they start protecting you that way. They go, no, that doesn't sound right. Okay. So let's keep looking. Okay. Next slide. All right. So you finally found the neighborhood and the house that you've been wanting, or that you fell in love because you saw it and you're going, oh, great. I always wanted a 2-story house. And look at the size of that garage. That's great. So once you find a home, then there's a conversation with seller. And the conversation is, you know, what's the offered price? And we're willing to offer you, you know, the offer to buy the house. And let's say the seller says, great, you know, I look forward to selling it to you. So then that's when you come to the point where the seller brings in the real estate agent to help them fill out the contract, and then your salesperson will help you, and you're going to sit in an office and you're going to go back and forth filling out the contract that you're willing to buy this house at the price. You're wanting some kind of discount with the bank, and you have different information about the house, and you ask the seller. The seller says, yeah, we can help you with that. And then the next thing that happens is you need to tell the lender that you chose to use that you finally found a house, you signed a contract, and you want the lender to start processing the mortgage, the paperwork. So then what they do is they call the office of inspections, the home inspections, and the appraiser. There's 2 companies that they call. The appraiser is now called at a company. There's no connection. There's nothing familiar. There's no cousins involved. It's all different. They call on the appraiser to come in to take a look at the house, measure it, take pictures, and then after a few days, they start looking for houses with the same size, uh, same construction, and then around 6 miles radius, they look at the houses that have been sold and for how much. And this is how they place the value of the house. It's based on what people buy, what's the amount that is worth paying for. And that's how they put the value on the house, besides what the lender is selling it for, to make sure that, you know, they're not putting more money on it than what you were told in the list. Then with the person who does the review of the house, you know, to take a look and see how the house is in the condition. You want to make sure that you get that report. The person who is going to look at the home, they want to make sure that, you know, they look at the house outside. They look at the house inside, they take a look at the walls. What's the condition of the wall? What's the condition of the electricity? What's the condition of the plumbing? Anything else that's there, they take a look. If there's plumbing underground, they go under now and they take what the condition of the piping is, the plumbing. And you know, they may say, well, you know, it's a little old, but it's still in good condition. Um, if they find something like the plumbing underneath the kitchen is rusty, it's, you know, leaking, they will tell you. And what you want to do is now talk to the salesman and say, okay, based on the inspection, there's some things that need to be fixed. And I was hoping that you can take care of. And you know, you have that conversation, you have your real estate agent with you, and you try to negotiate with that. Either give you a discount or fix it because you love the house, but you don't feel like it's fair to fix the plumbing on under your money. It should be fixed by the seller. So there's all kinds of things that you will learn from your real estate agent that they will protect you, they will negotiate with you. So let's say everything's perfect. The the amount of value of the house is just right, and the seller says that I'll fix that plumbing, no problem, right away. And so the next step is now to get into escrow. Oh boy. Next slide. Oh, any questions or comments? Okay.
I do
So
have a question, Isabel. Do agents vary in their fees? Are they negotiable?
yeah, they're pretty much negotiable. Um, and you know, because this is kind of new to me too, because a couple of years ago, the commission was always shared. First, you have the real estate agent that is for the seller, and then you find your real estate agent to help you find a house. And then the two just make an agreement that the commission will be, let's say, $600, and they'll share that. So 600, that's not enough. 6,000. So it would be 3,000 for one person, 3,000 for the other. So that's how it worked years ago. But then the Association of Real Estate Agents changed that, and now the commission goes to the buyer of the house. So yeah, you need to talk to your agent first. See, you know, see if he has or she has experience, you know, looking for houses where you want to look, everything, maybe a recommendation from someone. But you know, don't be afraid. You know, how much can we work with? Uh, because you know, I only have so much. I want to put a down payment. I want to buy a house, but you know, I know we have to pay for your services, so you should be able to work with them.
The, does that like, is it on, like, I'm just curious, like, if it's a negotiable, they say, oh, it's a 0.5% of the house. I mean, do they base it off of something? Is it time? Is it location? Is it like, what are the factors that they consider as they give their fee? And where is it that you can push?
Okay, that's a really good question, but I don't know. You don't share the commission with the other real estate agent. It's just you and your real estate agent. And you know, you can when you let's say we referred you to so and so, and you know, you could sit down with that person and just ask questions. They should be honest enough to tell you.
Okay, is there a place to be able to find out what's like industry standard? Because they'll say, oh, you're new. You know, like sometimes you hope the best, but you know, sometimes folks may say, oh, I may up it a little bit. Is there a place where like you can find what the industry standard is?
I don't know about the industry standard, but I can refer you to a couple of real estate agents. Would that help you?
Yeah, that would be fine. Thank you.
Okay, I'm putting my notes here to remember to call them. Yeah, I know two good ones. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that information. I'll email you the two people that I know of, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so, purchase agreement, let's see. Do we have time?
Yeah, we got 30 more minutes or
Uh,
so.
do you want to do the down payment or the purchase agreement?
I think, hold on one second. How many more until we're done? Because this Thursday's the last session. Are we gonna have enough time to cover the last session on
I'll
Thursday?
talk fast.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
do.
asking.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Okay, whatever
Mhm.
you want to do, down payment assistance and purchase agreement, I bet.
Yeah, yeah, because, looking at down payment assistance, it gives people like, oh, great, this is great, let's try this. It's more positive than me talking about you have to pay the agent.
Okay.
So if you can pull that up.
Yeah.
So the down payment assistance started, a long time ago. I want to say 6 years ago, because having people buy homes really uh, builds up employment. And so here in California, we really want employment. It helps the state. And buying a house, helping people buy a house really makes a big difference. So what they do is they create a down payment assistance program. In other words, when you're looking for a home and you talk to a lender, a bank, you will have to put a down payment. That's part of the deal. Putting a down payment means you are, really interested. You are wanting a house, and so, but sometimes it's a little expensive. So a lot of organizations like the City of Los Angeles, the banks, CalHFA, which is part of California. Well, I'll go through some of them really quickly. Down payment assistance is where they lend you money for the down payment. And it's also based on your credit score. And you don't have to pay the down payment until you pay off your first mortgage, if that's clear, which is good. It gives you 30 years just to make your regular mortgage payment. And then once you pay that off or you sell the house, then you have to pay the down payment assistance. Then there's grants that don't need to be paid back. So down payment assistance programs are loans that are placed in a second position to your first mortgage. For down payment and for closing costs is the money that they offer, and that's what helps you. Down payment and closing costs. It's deferred. In other words, you don't make the payments until you pay off the mortgage, requiring no monthly payment. May request shared appreciation. Repayment due on sale, title transfer, first mortgage repayment. So deferred, requiring no monthly. So that helps a lot, having a money to pay a down payment, it helps with that purchase of the house. And there's only one city that wants a shared appreciation, In other words, if you live there for 20 years, you're still making your mortgage payment, um, and you pay off your mortgage, and now you have to pay your down payment, but you're selling it. You're selling the house, and so what the city wants is part of your profit, shared appreciation. So if the house was 60,000 and 30 years later it's grown up to 80,000, so you made 20,000 extra. So they want a little bit of that, okay? But don't you worry, it's just one city. Now, next slide. And stop me if you have questions. Oh, it's based on yearly income. So medium income, since some of the down payment assistance is for low to moderate income families. And the number 1, 2, 3 is how many people are in the household, including children. So if you have a household of 4 people, so it could be mom, dad, sister, brother, and the maximum income is 94,600, then you can qualify to apply for down payment assistance. If you make more than 94,600, then you've gone over. Okay, so this is just the basic. And later on, I'll go into CalHFA, and it looks the same, but it's a little different numbers. If you have a family of 6 and you have 2 children that are teenagers and they work, we have to also include their income if they're working. Okay, so 6 people, 109,750 yearly income. So that's the request. Okay, next slide. Here we go. Okay, here's the first city down payment. City of Los Angeles. I'm sure you know City of Los Angeles. They have a large county and there's a lot of houses. And the housing department has offered down payment assistance up to 90,000 for only purchases in the city of Los Angeles. So single family homes can't be more than 745,750. Condos and townhomes can't be more than 593,000. Must be owner occupied. So some people want to get these down payment assistance and then they rent. You can't do that. You have to be a owner. So the city of Los Angeles is the only one that wants the shared appreciation because they're helping the huge city. And so when you get a little bit of income and profit, they want part of it to help with, getting some money more into the down payment assistance programs to help others. So next slide. There is a grant called the Wish Grant, and this is created by the San Francisco Bank, and they created a second branch of the bank that builds up an income to help their city, and they also offer the grants to other cities to help people buy home. So their grant is up to 22,000, and it has to be a 4-to-1 match. So you put down 5,500, you can get 22,000. And again, as a grant, they're going to give it to you as a loan, but after 5 years, they want to make sure you're not just taking the money. After 5 years, then they will remove the loan and it becomes a grant. So that helps you with your purchase of your home. So it's the same information as when you're going to a bank and asking for a mortgage. It's the same information you will have to give when you're applying for a Wish grant. And we have Rosa. Rosa was the one talking about the loans. She is an advocate of this program. In other words, she took the training for this program, so she knows what paperwork to put together into the package. Okay, next slide, please. Los Angeles County. I'm sure you understand that we have the city of Los Angeles and Los Angeles County. So there's parts of cities along Los Angeles that's not in the city, but they're in the county. And so it's like a different office, but it's still in the same place. Homeownership program. They have 75,000 or let's see, wait a minute. Homeownership program, 70,000 or lesser of 20% of purchase price. Must check with the county office to see if funds are available. They give out this fund quarterly. No, I'm sorry, there's 4 parts. Yeah, quarterly. And again, you have to be trained to put the paperwork together and submit it to them on time. Rosa can do that. And so they get an email saying, see, by March 29th, you have to submit the package of wanting this down payment assistance. And they have to submit everything through email on time at like 6 in the morning. And then they'll find out who won. But it's 75,000 for the county, and that helps a lot. Okay, next slide. Here we go, CalHFA. So CalHFA is the California Housing Finance Agency. They are a state organization that, again, they want to help people buy homes in the state because that promotes work. And they have a little bit of difference, but they do have money to help with buying a home. And anywhere in California, the income limits are based on the county, and it's a lot more than the first income limits. In Los Angeles County, you can make up to 153,000. San Bernardino County, up to 149,000. Riverside, up to 149,000. Orange County, 203,000. Ventura County, 194,000. Your credit score has to be within 660 in the score. And they do have Silent Seconds, My Home Assistance Program. That's what this program is called. And 3.5% of purchase price. The cap is 10,000. Now, if you work for, what's this? If you work for the school system, or you work for the fire department as an employee, there is no cap. So you can ask for 20,000, 30,000 through CalHFA. All right. So again, Rosa can help with the paperwork. Next slide. We're almost there. El Monte, that's who I was trying to remember. El Monte Down Payment Program. 50% of required down payment or closing costs. Income limits at 80% of the AMI, which is the average medium income. So in El Monte, it's interesting that, you could find a house and still get a down payment assistance program, 50%. Okay, next slide. And then we get into the other parts of town. NPHS is an nonprofit organization that has an opportunity loan that covers San Bernardino, Riverside, and Los Angeles counties. They have up to 25,000, 15 or 30-year loan with first 5 years payment deferred. And then there's another organization next to them that offers the same thing. It's just two nonprofit organizations that are trying to promote people living in the IE counties, especially the San Bernardino and the other counties out there. There's a lot of work there to help people with houses and be able to buy. Next slide. NHSIE SOAR is another organization that covers Riverside, San Bernardino, and San Diego counties. And they have up to 10,000 that will help you with a down payment. It's, some of the houses up there in those counties are, a lot lower than Los Angeles. But then it's because it's far away. But I've been told by this other real estate agent that the homes are new. There's a contractor making new houses in these counties, and it's a little less than it is in downtown Los Angeles. Okay, next slide. Oh, that's it. That's it for down payment. It's downtown down payment assistance programs. So the next workshop will be about finishing the contract, understanding what title company does, what the real estate agent will do in order to get your
Your closing costs and everything, right?
thank you. Yeah.
So to answer Claudia's question, hold on one second. For LA County, it does not state right here. It just shows 194,000 actually. So I believe that those limits have increased because I believe the list that we had was from 2021. Isabel, do you know if the income limit is one per house? Is it 153,000 per household for Calhafa? Or is that like for an individual? Is it for a family or for an individual?
It's
The
for a
income limit.
family.
For a family, single family?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, it doesn't specify.
Yeah. So you found the new numbers. Great
Yeah.
great.
Mhm.
Thanks.
No
Yeah,
worries.
it changes every year. Look at that.
Yeah.
Where am I? Let's see.
LA County?
Yeah, and Los Angeles went up to 194,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really specify here, huh?
No. What is that? San Bernardino?
I'm sure I'm pretty sure there's something online. I was trying to look for it, but
I know. No, there's so much information. Well, there's hope. There's hope out there that there's houses that you can buy. It's just a matter of getting ready, looking around, and then I'll get those names of the agents so they can give you an understanding of what they do, so you could feel more comfortable about having to pay for the commission.
okay. All right, so we'll catch you guys this Thursday at 6 p.m.
Thank you.
Ready? Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
Okay, thank you.